Good afternoon. I'm Victoria Knight, and I'm here to talk to y'all about the different positions in volleyball. Have you ever watched a volleyball match and wondered how everyone on the court knew exactly where to go and which ball was supposed to be theirs? It's because each person on the court has a very specific position and a specific skill and purpose that they add to the team. Volleyball is a game that requires both mental and physical endurance. Having a greater understanding of the different positions will allow you to increase your volleyball skills and better enjoy the game the next time that you find yourself either playing or watching. I have been playing volleyball for the past 7 years on both competitive travel teams and school teams. I've also played in multiple different positions and have an in-depth understanding of the different positions' responsibilities. Now let me introduce you to the 6 different positions in volleyball. There is a defensive specialist, also known as a DS, a libero, a setter, outside hitter, middle blocker / hitter, and a right side hitter, which also can be called a opposite side hitter. The 3 main defensive players on the court at all times are the defensive specialist, or the DS, the libero, and the middle blocker. The main purpose of the defensive players is to ensure the ball does not hit the floor and make sure the other team does not score. There are 2 defensive players that only play on the back row, the libero and the DS. According to an article written by Eric Snyder, a libero is a position in indoor volleyball characterized as consistent, quick, and has good ball control. Both the DS and libero must have quick reaction times and excellent ball control. Even though the DS and libero have pretty much the exact same job, there is one very big difference between the 2. A DS is allowed to play all the way around the court in the front row and back row, but whenever the DS goes in and out of the game, it costs the team 1 sub. And a libero is only allowed to play on the back row. They can't go to the front row, but anytime they go in or out of the game, it doesn't cost the team a sub. The 3rd type of defensive specialist is a middle blocker that is usually the tallest girl on the team and is located in the front row in the very middle of the court. Their job is to basically just follow the other team's hitters across the court and try to block them whenever they attempt to hit the ball over. Either block it so the ball doesn't come onto our side of the court at all, or just block it so it's easier for the DS and libero to pass it. Now that you know about the different defensive positions, let's talk about the offensive positions. There are 3 main offensive positions in outside hitter, middle hitter, and right side or opposite hitter. And as you may have guessed, these 3 players are the ones that hit the ball on the 3rd touch and physically try to get the ball over the net. According to an article titled Volleyball Coach's Corner, the outside hitter is considered the focal point of the offense and typically performs the most of the attack hits. The outside hitter typically has the hardest hits of anyone on the team and also typically gets the most kills. The middle hitter typically runs the faster hits in place. For example, a middle hitter can call a 1, which is a set that barely reaches over the net, and the middle hitter has to be very fast and basically already in the air waiting for the ball before the ball has even left the setter's hands. The right side hitter, or sometimes referred to as the opposite hitter, is arguably the most versatile hitter. This player has to be able to accurately hit the ball, but also has to be able to step up and get the second ball if the setter is unable to. On most teams, this person plays all the way around and is never swept out of the game. They play as a hitter when they're in the front row and as a setter when they're in the back row. Now that you have learned about the different types of hitters, there is one more player on the court that is an offensive and defensive player, the setter. The setter is the player located in the back row in the right side of the court. Their main job is to get to every ball on the second touch, no matter where it is on the court, and set it to one of the hitters so that they can try to hit it and get a kill. The setter has to be fast on their feet and also be able to quickly adjust to the game and make the appropriate set depending on where their own teammates are and where the other team's players are. The setter has the option to set any of the 3 hitters and has to choose between the 9 different types of sets each time the ball is on our side of the court. The setter also has to be a very strong defensive player since they are obviously located in the back row. In my experience, the setter is also usually the team captain because the setter has to be a strong leader since they are the one calling and deciding every single play of the game. The setter is arguably the most important offensive player because they run the entire offense. Every position in volleyball has a very specific purpose and job. Knowing and being able to identify each position during a game is not only useful for those playing the game, but also makes the game more enjoyable for those watching, since they have a better understanding of why each player does what they do. I hope everyone had fun and learned something new about volleyball and will use your knowledge next time you find yourself either playing the game with your friends or just simply watching a match.